met Fahim in the 1970s. He was the chair of the Black Panther Party at that time in Dallas, from 1973 to 1978. During that time, the group sponsored free legal rights clinics, free breakfast for children, and tenant rights organizing area apartment complexes, including free pest control service. Fahim did path-breaking work on the issue of citizen review of police misconduct. He was, to my knowledge, the first person to propose such a review in the mid-1970s. The issues he worked on, like police review, remain controversial today. There's no denying that Mr. Minkah provided prophetic leadership on the role of community oversight. Half a century later, the city of Dallas does have a community police oversight board, established by the city council in 2019 with widespread community support. He remained active in community service long after the Dallas chapter of Panther Party closed. In the 1980s, he showed a more innovative approach to fighting drug crime than the official war on drugs. He established African American Men Against Narcotics in 1988, aiming to shine a spotlight on drug houses and dealers in the community. Street marches with hundreds of people chanting, "Better run, drug dealers, better run," were followed with direct confrontations. None of this was undercover. The point was to call out dealers openly. As Minkah explained at the time, what we're doing, no one else has dared to do. We're challenging the pushers and the drug houses directly. This initiative took a lot of bravery and showed a lot of promise, but the drug war at all levels wasn't supportive of this kind of community-based effort, which would call out police corruption as surely as it would call out anyone selling drugs in the community. One can't help but wonder what the result would have been if a man had been given even a small fraction of the millions wasted in the official war on drugs. Today, the wisdom of community-based and treatment-centered approaches has much more support. Much of Fahim's life in Dallas was lived near the park, which should bear his name. His auto shop was nearby, for instance. I want to urge the park board to honor this courageous, visionary, dedicated community servant and leader, Fahim Minkah. Thank you.
We can hear you. Hello, good morning. My name is Peters. I happen to be a store owner. I own a health store in Oak Cliff called the Alkaline Hour. We've been over there about 4 years. I'm also a previous candidate for city council. I ran about 3 times. Unfortunately, I haven't won yet. I'm gonna continue to, serve my community in that way, and much similar way that y'all are doing today. I just want to speak from the perspective of, somebody being in this community, somebody who lives here, who's from this area, and how much it means to me to see a street or a park named after somebody who actually dedicated their lives to the community, and still having capital or physical structures that we can still benefit from today, such as the State Land Park, this Rotary right in this area. Just to see, these street names and these parks and these stores and these businesses and these institutions reflect people that do not have our best interests at hand or our ancestors' best interests. It's just a conflict, and it just makes us, just not feel included, in the sites that we live in, so having a park named after somebody who is respectful, and then when our kids look up and try to look up these names of these monuments, they could actually feel connected to this person's history, somebody that actually looks like them, somebody who's lived the same conditions that they lived in, and not just somebody who, was appointed with no real connection to the community, and just ask yourself, like, how would that affect you if you see one of your leaders, somebody you looked up to, monumented and respected and regarded in your neighborhood, where you can go past them right there every day. You can tell your children about them, their friends about them. We don't really have that connection here. We have to accept the fact that we have, murderers, people who are, benefited or initiated genocide on thousands and countless of people, such as Lamar, that was actually changed by some of these people in here. But we have these streets, it goes on and on and on, parks and monuments, and all we're simply saying is like, hey man, this person has had an effect on a lot of people multi-generationally, and we don't have a lot of those figures in our community that we want to uphold, that have an example of somebody who affected the life of a lot of people. And I would just like y'all to be on the right side of history, do something different, step out on the norm. And I know there was many questions about this past, but we honor people such as Sam Bass in this state, Bonnie and Clyde, people who have extracurricular more colorful backgrounds, such as Fahim. But at the end of the day, this is somebody who was doing something for a purpose. And if we had an example of this person or somebody like that in our current lifetime, we would really look up to this person and supporting that. And I would like y'all to be on that, on that way. Thank you for listening.
Next speaker, Mr. Minkah.
You call me?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I'll speak louder.
Good afternoon, my name is Hakeem Tunde from Joe. Fahim, Minkah, and myself founded the Dallas chapter of the Black Panther Party. And the reason I'm here today is because there have been allegations that Fahim was a criminal. Fahim was a student at the University of Texas at Arlington who became radical. He was one of the people who fought to change the name, the mascot's name from Rebels to Mavericks, because that was an insult to us. I think it's Haggai 2:9 that said, if you've seen this temple, I'm paraphrasing, if you've seen this temple when it was in its glory, the latter is going to be greater than the former. Now we can go back and talk about things that Fahim did, but when Fahim did those things, he was still working in the interest of the people. He was a member of an organization that was trying to bring change into our communities, and he worked to do that. Fahim, the last time I saw Fahim down here was in the Horseshoe, and he was speaking about how that the pawn shops were supporting the drug dealers by buying the products that the drug addicts were stealing from the people in the community. At that time, Fahim was actually patrolling the Prince Hall Village apartments where the police either wouldn't or couldn't go. And people have talked about that. I think my brother John Footwell talked about that. But they don't talk about the fact that the people that Fahim was going up against is called the shower posse. And the shower posse would release a shower of bullets on people when they came up against them. But Fahim, Charles Beasley, Charlie Paul, they ran them out. So isn't that better than the history that people are talking about that he has? The reality is that Fahim Minkah was a contributor to the community. He wasn't a rhetorician. We were talking this morning about how he would talk so dry and flat. It's like, get excited, Fahim. But the fact of the matter, it wasn't about how he said it, what he said, what he did. He continued to work in the community until the day he died. I was watching Reverend William Barber on C-SPAN last night, and he quoted a woman who said that this is a radical naming College Park after Fahim Minkah. This is just right.
That's your 3 minutes.
This is just right. And I'm going to say this before I sit down. Again, this is not radical. This is just right. Thank you.
Your next speaker is Mr. Joe Tate.
Good morning, board and board staff. My name is Joe Tate. I live in District 3.
The following is accepted silently. Your
First, they bring shade out, excuse me, something distracted down. I'll take my time away. I'm trying to concentrate, I'll take my notes. Oh, really? Okay, I live at 3330 Shade House Court in District 3. I'm honored to stand here to speak on behalf of you all considering naming the park for Fred Bell. That's how I could reference. I've known Fred Bell in the mid 1960s. He was one of these young folks when he was born. I was a student at East Texas State University, and then Bell was a student at the University of Texas at Arlington. Pull up, I'm on the guilty of conscience. Pull up the history of the University of Texas at Arlington, when it was Arlington State Teachers College, Arlington State College, and then Arlington State University. And the mascot was the Rebels, or Robert E. Lee Rebels. So the changes that came about in terms of the mappings that was previously stated was because of Brother Bell's action. I made up because I had East Texas State at Commerce. I was in pre-law. Well, so King got killed, I got drafted and organized the Black student movement there, and brought about all kinds of changes at the university that many are enjoying now. And so Brother Bell came over to support me, and I would come over to Arlington, etc. So we have situations where people have done things that we might not be pleased with, as far as who and what they are, or how they went about doing things. Whether it's Al Liston or Roy Williams, you all wouldn't be sitting here as 15 representatives if it were not for the sacrifices and the dedication of people like Roy Williams, who filed the 14 and 1. You wouldn't be here. So it took somebody's action, somebody's sacrifice. So Brother Bell sacrificed a great deal for you to be here representing. And I think you all have done a good job, as I have observed over the 33 years that I have lived at Dallas. But would you please reconsider and consider and look beyond who or what you may know about the men having been a Black Panther. I didn't know them as a Black Panther. I knew them as a student and one who was concerned and committed to community efforts in Dallas and Arlington and elsewhere. So the other thing I want to share is that Dr. John Carlos, people hated him when he did the protest in Mexico City in 1968. Now he's rich. People all around the world the women committee told them to get out of Mexico City because of the protests that they did. But the world is better off. The world is better off for those of us who sacrificed. And we did get rich doing it. So would you please look beyond the term Black Panther, because like they're supposed to probably be a Klansman in Dallas, Texas. Okay? And so people have looked beyond that. Then Dallas is a better city, and there's a need for greater improvement. Anyway, so thank you for the time, and thank you for your efforts to make the community better. And one way you can do so is considering to name this park in honor of Fahim, Minkah, or Fred Bell, as I knew him. God bless you. Thank you.
Any other questions, Mr. President? Board will get with this case.
Happy New Year. Mayor Shulman, board members. Thank you, speakers, for coming out. I'd like to make a statement. I support this wholeheartedly.